Good evening, viewers. Hope you're all happy, healthy and well tonight, and whatever part of the world you're in. Just sitting down in the garage. It's Sunday night here, and it's around 7:30 at night here, and just planning the week. All right, I've got plenty to do. I've got moulds outside that I've got to bring inside. I'm going to take out there, but I thought, oh no, I'm just too freaking tired, to be honest. So I'll show you those tomorrow. So I've got heaps of casting to do this week. I've got to get up nice and early tomorrow. I've got to take the wife shopping tomorrow and come straight back and get into it. You know, it was fantastic. I had a really good day at the market. I just took my polishes today. I didn't take any masks because the masks in front of you are all spoken for. These are going to be put on eBay and belted and put on eBay for my feedback because I have a 100% positive rating on eBay. And my masks are really popular kind of thing, you know. I just do buy it nows for them. I don't, you know, I used to do auctions, but I just can't be fucking bothered anymore. I'd just rather the person have a good quality mask at a fair price, you know. And so I just do buy it nows for them. I sell the Corys for $100. You know, he'll be gone. Both the Corys I'll list, belted leather, and the clown on the end there was supposed to be for a client, and I'm just, I'm sick of making things, and they want to get back to you next week, and they want to do the, I'm not into any of that. I'm really not. The masks have to pay for themselves, materials, brushes, paints. It has to pay for itself. Otherwise, all it's doing is just costing my family money, and that's just not fair. The masks have to pay for themselves, okay? In order for me to buy more materials. That's how I run it. That's how I do. That's how I'm happy to do my hobby that way. But once I start taking money out of my nail polishes and I've got to start taking money out of my bank or, shit like that, that's when it gets really annoying for me. Like last week I had to do a lot of shifting about just to cover and give someone a free mask and free shipping and all the rest of it that they wanted. So, and that just, like seriously, man, I didn't tell my wife nothing about last week and all that bullshit that I went through last week. I didn't tell her nothing. Okay, I don't bring that into the home. I don't go in and report to her and say, right? My wife doesn't hear any of that bullshit. That's the thing, guys. I don't go in there and do all that. That's my job, right, as a man, right? So I had to sort that out on my own. And, it's not cool, right? I had to say to the wife, basically lie to the wife. Basically lie to the wife to cover a fucking customer, all right? And that's just not cool. Right? I really love my wife. I love my kid, and I don't see why I should have to, or why, fucking just not good. Anyway, it's the start of a new week tomorrow. We've got Monday coming up, so we're only thinking positive all the time. All right, only thinking positive all the time. We're not here to have a bitch and a fucking moan. We live on the earth too short of a time. That's the whole point, boys. Don't dwell on the fucking bullshit. Just move on a little bit, except on certain fucking bullshit, which you just hate some cunt, so you don't let them go. Grab you little AJ Good by the throat every time I can. But other than that, I do my art. I just concentrate on trying to do the better mask than what I did last time. And people get bored with me because they're waiting for me to have new masks and all the rest of it. And I'm just concentrating on the masks that I've got. I'm not concentrating on any other masks. I haven't done any clay work or anything like that. So, I want to do my Corys the best. I want to try and do my clown the best, or clowns the best I can. And I'll just study on those. That's it. That's what I want to concentrate on. As far as the market goes, it's pretty dead, guys. I feel pretty sorry for my country. We're really going down the shitter. I don't know what kind of country you're in. I don't know where you're from, right? But if you go down to the market, your local market, I don't even know if you've got a local market, but if you've got all these people there, right, just look at their hands. Look what they're carrying around. And that's how you know what kind of wealth you've got in the market. What kind of, you know what I mean? Like they're coming there with money to spend. And it's quite sad, that nowadays, there's the man's got so much on his shoulders because he's got to work and pay for all of his family. And I was speaking to a lady today and with her husband there, and he went for a walk, and she's just surprised I was selling OPI at the market for $5 a bottle. And I said, it's just, I've got to do what I've got to do. It's dead stock. sitting in the bedroom. So, you know, I'd rather just sell it and get rid of it. So it's just no value to me, mate. You know, you just need to really shake the shit out of the bottle. They've been sitting in the one spot for a long time. So, you know, because I mean, I'm sorry, I've had this stock for ages. You know, I bought it when the dollar was at 95, and that's when I tipped in. And since then, the dollar's just fucking nosedived, right? It's never hit 95. We were at parity at one point with the US dollar, if you remember. And that's when I bought stock. And then it went over the $1 range. We were actually just for like a week, you know, 4 or 5 days, we were more than the US dollar at one point. And so I bought up big. Like I bought a lot of stock and a lot of OPI. Because that's like having a bank, guys. When you buy your stock, it's like having a bank. It really is. I mean, if you put your paper money or your plastic money into a bank, it does nothing. It just sits there, and the bankers get to use it, and then they get to tell you how much you can take out because they don't allow you over $5,000. You need 24 hours notice here in Australia to get $5,000 out of a bank. And you might have just walked in there the day before and put it in, but they'll tell you they need 24 hours. They don't have the fucking paper money sitting there. They have to actually order it. They have to fucking, right at the end of the day. Because what people don't realise is, you know, they think they've got a bank account, right? You think you go and deposit your work or check into a savings account or whatever it is, right? It's not yours, okay? Let it sink in for a minute, I realise, but it is not your account, okay? It's not yours. It's just yours in name. That's all it is, because you are a third party to the contract on that account. There is the bank, there's you, and there's the shareholders, okay? And you're last. You're last on that list. So what I'm saying to you is that you don't own that account, and at any time they can seize the account, they can take whatever they want out of the account, they can do what the fuck they want with it. They can just close the doors at any time. You know? So I figure you might as well have whatever you can, you know, your paper money or whatever, sitting in something that's actually tangible to you. And it is fungible. You can actually sell it, trade it, whatever you want to do with it. And that's what I recommend to people. You know, I mean, you need a bank, don't get me wrong. You need a little bit of a bank there. But majoritively of it, you should have sitting in a commodity that's gaining or hopefully gaining, okay? Because you're not gaining anything at the bank. 0% interest rate here. There's nothing. It's wiped out the retirees. It's wiped them out. I mean, before they used to get 6%, 10% on their money, and now they're not getting 1.5%. So it's a huge drop for them. Anyway, we'll get back to that lady, and she's got 2 kids, a husband, and the whole lot. And she was telling me that it's just incredible. The prices of everything is just here, is for food, is just huge. And like it's $11 for a raw piece of steak here. A T-bone is $11 for that. Mince is the only thing that's cheap. Pork is a little bit, just a little bit above mince, and then you got lamb and you got your beef. All right, and those are the top tiers now in Australia. And people, and I swear to you, I wanted to film it. I'm going to take the camera to the supermarket, and all of the things I just mentioned have got alarm things on them. Alarm, you know, you walk out the door and it goes off, right? Because people steal this shit. Because it's the only way to eat the fucking stuff. Because $11 just for a piece of steak, I'll take you up there. You'll be so blown away. I mean, just for 6 to 12 little chops, it'll cost you $20. You know, whatever. You know, and I mean, this is Australia. We have lamb. We have plenty of beef. You know, it's huge. And a friend of mine came today, and he's at the end of the day, and he's got one of the food areas down there. You know, that I photographed in one of the last DVDs for you. And he's got, I don't want to say anything, you know, but he's got one of the joints there, and he's bring me it, and he's shown me, and I eat the burger. It's a burger, right? And I eat it. He's a great bloke. I love him. I do love him. And I'll give him a plug when I go to the market with the phone, and show you his stall. But anyway, so I get back to it. I broke it down for him, you know, and he's trying to tell me this hamburger cost him $4.50. You know, for the cheese, the onions, all the burger, the fucking bun, the sauce, all of it together. I said, you're joking me. I said, it's impossible. How can it cost you $4.50, man? You just go down to the supermarket, you get the buns, you go to a baker shop, you organise your buns. I mean, it's 60 cents a bun for a fresh bun at the most. You know. But anyway, that's what he's telling me. It's costing him to put it together. So getting back to the lady and her thing, and that's what we reflected back on supermarket prices, and she said she hasn't eaten a steak in years. She hasn't been able to afford eating a steak, and her husband hasn't had a steak. They eat mince 4 nights a week, or 3 nights a week, whatever it is, and they have a cup and pork one night, and they have a pasta the other night. And she said, that's our dinners every week. She said, we might have 2 or 3 different kinds of minces, though. Like, you'll have hamburgers one night for the kids, because they've got 2 boys. They'll have hamburgers and that, because it's cheap for her with the buns and all the rest of it. She said, it doesn't cost a lot with the lettuce. Isn't it funny? I got that lady telling me that, and then 2 hours later, I got another bloke telling me how expensive it is to make a hamburger, right? So this lady's I mean, it was quite sad. It's not a nice feeling, guys. You know, when I was growing up, I remember it was no problem having lamb chops. It was no problem having the cutlets. My dad threw on the steaks on the barbie. That was the great Australian tradition, the Australian barbecue. And nowadays, people can't even afford to have a barbecue. That's how expensive the shit is here. Okay? And you can eat sausages if you want, but they're the ones made by the supermarket. And they fucking taste like shit. They fucking taste like plastic. So, but it's quite sad. I don't know what your part of the country's like, or where you are. You can leave a note down there, or comment down there, they call it, sorry. And just let me, how much the average price for you to walk in and buy a raw piece of steak, T-bone in your country. Because it's freaking, I'm really sad to say, it's so expensive here. Anyways, I had to go and have a X-ray on my foot. I hurt my foot, and I didn't have a healthcare card. As you know, I don't have a healthcare card from the government. Because it's impossible for me to walk into Centrelink like a lot of fucking other people can, that have only just become fresh citizens. But I'm not allowed to go in. I'm not allowed, not that I'm not allowed, but I will not pass there, whatever they want. They want so much off me, all the different information and all the different stuff, and I just don't have all that stuff they're asking me for. Right? It's just impossible. I don't have all that stuff. All that stuff is, I just don't have it. I don't own this stuff. I don't own bank accounts. I don't have your IDs you want. I don't have all that. This is all government issued fucking stuff I'm not interested in. And all I want is a healthcare card. That's all I want is a healthcare card, right? Because it just saves me on the electricity. It saves me on me car, rego, and just different things, ladies and gentlemen, that really help the battling Australian, right? With the Aussie battler, okay? That's what we name ourselves, the great Aussie battlers. And it's just a shame that the country's got to that. Because this year, of course, that the school holidays are ending soon, just in the next week or so. So when that ends, the fees are due on the school fees, okay, and the school uniforms are due. The credit cards are due from Christmas, okay. Everyone's just gotten back from vacation, so I can guarantee the next 3 or 4 weeks of the market are going to be absolutely shit. All right. If you think now's bad, just give it a week or 2 when the kids get back, because it's going to get even worse. All right, so tighten up, ladies and gentlemen. I said to the storeholders today, tighten up, because it's going to go in for a bumpy ride. And I was just talking to one of them, and he said, well, Charlie, we're actually going away today. I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, we're heading over to Thailand. Me and the wife, we're heading over to see the in-laws for a month. I said, isn't it? He said, yeah, every time this year. He said, you got to go away. He says, if you don't go away this time of the year, you do your head in. You'll do your absolute head in coming here. And he said, you really will. He said, you do your head in. He said, you got to get out of the market for 4 weeks. This is a chance to leave the market for the year. You go for 4 weeks. So, but I read the market, and I understand what's going to happen. And that's fine. I'm only just doing some, I got eBay, I do my masks, I do eBay. As long as the mortgage is covered and stuff like that. That's it. Guys, that's all you got to cover, man. Don't worry about all this materialistic fucking bullshit that's going on in your life. I need this, I need this, I need that. What you need, fucker, is to fucking get a bank. Alright? It shouldn't be like water. You should be able to get a little bit of a bank together. So you need to slow down on your materialistic fucking gains. I want. That doesn't exist in my world. Alright? Because I'm going to tell you now, boys and girls, everything's going up. I'm telling you, if you hold a mortgage or whatever, you got an electricity bill in your name, you got a telephone bill in your name, you got all that. I can promise you and swear to you on the Bible that will raise 15 to 18% this year. Everything is going to go up if it hasn't already gone up for you, because it should have been done on January 1st. That's when all the new things come in. That's when companies are allowed to introduce their new shit for the year, right? January 1st. So 15% on electricity was, and that's why they've got heaps of ads right now, advertising people to get signed up for their electricity and to check your contract, and because that's when January 1st is every year, okay? So it's going to become struggling. You know, it's going to become struggling. It really is. You know, I mean, we're okay, and don't get me wrong, because we've got the dogs. You know, we're a bit of a dog minding service. You know, $20 a day. We've got a huge big backyard here and stuff, and we get people that, you know, we're just lucky. We've got a few friends that go away and they offer us $20 a day, which is extremely cheap. Okay, extremely cheap, and they come and stay with us, the dogs. So we're pretty lucky. You know, if they stay a month and it's 2 dogs or a dog or whatever, then come on, man, that's $200 or $300 at the end of the month that comes in pretty fucking handy. Right, it pays the fucking mortgages, mate. You know, it puts you that little bit over for your mortgage. All right, this is not the 80s. This is not the 90s. This is not when there was a lot of free flowing fucking cash out there. All right, because there's not now. There really isn't. Anyway, that's my bit of a rant today. It was a bit sad for me to realise that, you know, the Australian small businessman is fucking dying. You know, this year's going to be really, really tough. It's not going to be a good year. And it makes you pretty fucking sick. It really does, because the people that run the joint, the country, mate, they are fucking killing it. Like, they don't, there's never electricity bill, there's no phone bill. They're shepherded everywhere they want to go in a private limousine. That's all these ministers. And they're all on fucking 200 grand a year, $500,000 a year. Like, it's a fucking joke. You know, they do not live the same lifestyle as you do. They don't live it. They've never fucking experienced that lifestyle. And that's the real fucking shame of it all, is that all these cunts here are all fucking multi-millionaires that are running the joint, and they will never experience what the average fucking Australian experiences. And it's quite sickening that, you know, you try and talk to people and that, and they fucking blasé about it, mate. They don't get, you know, yeah, that's how it is, you know, as long as my life's rah-rah. So, you know, my sister's right, just fucking as long as, you know, you run your life happy and, you know, just, you've only got a certain amount of time on this world. you don't last forever. And there's absolutely nothing that you can do. That's the real facts of things. There's nothing that you can do. You can't change anything. You'll never be able to change anything. So it's quite, you know what I mean? That realisation when you sit back and you realise that, you know, fuck, it really is fucked up. It really is pretty messed up. So, yeah, it was pretty sad. Yeah. Anyway, this bloke today, he's lobbed at the market early this morning, and he's left a whole bunch of boxes on the table and just said, you know, I don't want them. He's walked away, and I swear to God, I couldn't fucking believe it. There's just a whole bunch of stuff in there. And I picked up, you know, wrenches for the here. I picked up cords. I picked up freaking tape things that I didn't own. I picked up a really cool wig, a blonde one, dudes. I picked up fucking some really nice fucking. Here it is. This one. I picked up this. Used it on Michael Meyer. Like, that's just fucking creams, man, for me. It looks like some kind of girl's wig, fucking long pink, long white hair. But I can use all of that. All of it. Look at that. Fucking beautiful. Yeah, and I got it for free. I was freaking wrapped. Anyway, I got a whole pile of stuff. You got no idea. I got knives, like brand new. They're still wrapped in plastic. Knives, forks, spoons. They were just in a box, just all together, and all wrapped in plastic. Not used, I swear, not used. And I just it's a pile of stuff. A bunch of toys for my kid. Open a box up, and it's just a box of stuffed toys. And it was Care Bears and fucking stuff from Disneyland. Oh, beautiful toy. Oh, seriously, man. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, you know, like, what's, you know, the guy says, no, I've got to go. I can't hang around for the auction, because the auctions are there. And he wanted to put him in the auctions, you see. And there's too much. The guy had boxes and boxes and boxes, and nothing's... It's fucking... It'd take forever. You need an auction just for that. So, it looked like a whole bunch of stuff out of a shop. That's basically the guy closed the shop or whatever kind of shop it was, and just dumped the boxes at the market. Just said, help yourself. Yeah. It was really cool. I like that kind of thing when it happens sometimes. And then I walk outside, and there's a lady and her husband and her 2 kids selling all their soft toys. So I ended up getting like Care Bears from them. I got the Care Bears and Disney things and Toy Story fucking toys, and I really kind of like walked away and I kicked myself because she had all the original Toy Story toys, plastic ones, Buzz Lightyear and Andy and all the girl, and it was fuck. I should have grabbed them. I really should have, guys. I should have grabbed them. I know I'm an old man and shit. I know that, right? But yeah, I know. I remember the first series of Toy Story sold out everywhere. They're still pretty cool toys, you know. But she had the pig and the dinosaur that was there. I'm just not into, you know. I didn't want to, yeah, you know what I mean. Like I like all the toys though. I like all the big Buzz Lightyears and all that. They were pretty cool toys. They did a lot of functions. You pushed a lot of buttons and stuff, you know, to infinity and beyond. Yeah. So I regret not buying one. I regret not buying a Buzz and a Woody. Other than that, I've got heaps of fucking stuff to do tomorrow. It's a bit daunting, really. I wish you all well. Okay. That's it for me. I've still got my project sitting there I've got to do tomorrow. And when I get home from Springvale, I'll get stuck straight into them. And I've got a pile of casting out here to do. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, not too dark. I should be able to show you. A pile here to do. All of these are moulds. Just over them. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 there. Yep. And then we've got Freddy in here. 7. And then I've got my 2 clowns. 8, 9. Oh yeah. Alright, that's it for me. Have a good day. I'm just sitting in here without finishing me coffee and thinking about what I need to do tomorrow. Get it all planned and get it all done. Alright, Matt, I'll have your your glows in the mail. I'll fucking have that done, mate, within the next day or so. I'll be real happy to have them in the mail for you. You have it easy, ladies and gentlemen, and you know, if you love someone, tell them. And if you don't love someone, and fucking don't worry about it. Just enjoy your own time. You know, enjoy your own space. Enjoy your own man's time. All right, enjoy your own woman's time, because that is half the problem here. Is that you don't get to know yourself, and you don't get to love yourself. You know, you're straight from one relationship into another relationship, and it's very rare you're even alone. You might be alone a week or 2 or whatever. And then you're straight into another relationship again. So, you know, a bit of self-reflection would be good sometimes. I think I remember I was, before I met Chen Chen, I was single for 5 years. And I hadn't been with anybody for 5 years. I just wanted to concentrate on myself and concentrate on what I needed to do to get my life together in order to meet somebody that was worth meeting. Okay, that's what my headspace was. I just didn't want to meet anybody, you know what I mean? Like, I was really fussy. Like, I wouldn't even, like, go out on a date. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not rude or anything. I'm just not interested. It's just, you know, I'm sorry, I'm just not interested. You know, I'm seriously, because I was pretty handsome back then. And, but I got my shit together. That was the whole idea of seeing the psychologist, fucking going to sessions and talking to the psychologist, was to get your shit together, get your mind right. You know, so I wanted to do it in my own headspace, and that took a few years. Okay, that took a few years, 5 years actually. I was single for 5 years. So and then I was only by chance that I met my wife. It was just by fluke, absolute fluke. It really was, and that's another story for another day. I'll tell you how I met my wife. You know, it was really, really fun, and it was a good time. And I'll try and dig up some old photos for you so I can make it and show you. But, yeah, it was one of those things, man. Anyway, have a good day. All right, stay wealthy and stay healthy, and make sure you got a pair of shoes to wear, and hopefully you're eating something. All right, take it easy, guys. Thanks for your time. All right, hit the like button. You know, if you can, don't be so miserable in your life. All right, hit the like button, and I'll come back tomorrow and I'll show you these 2 projects over here. And we'll do some casting together tomorrow. We'll do some casting. And I should be able to pull some raws out by Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday, really. It's going to be 38 degrees this week in Melbourne. It's going to be really hot. So I'm going to try and get a few castings done, as many as I can. I had people wanting these today, and I knocked them back. I just said to the bloke, they're not for sale. I need to finish them. I need to do work on them, and I don't sell them unless they're complete, and I don't sell them unless I get them. Like they're $100, and the guy almost dropped over. I said, that's fine, man. I said, it's sweet, dude. But that's what they are. They're $100. That's it. I'm not selling them any cheaper. So, yeah, pretty cool, man. Fuck. Don't mind that one on the left. I kind of had a bit of a dream about him. That was the one that I repainted. If you remember the dark one, the real black one that I had? Yeah, that was that one. So a complete repaint, the whole thing. And I've got to make sure that I give it another coat, of my spray. And I thought that was nice. And then I did this one. Oh, fuck. So at least they're getting it. I hope they're alright. The green one, this one's glow in the dark. But I look forward to those two tomorrow. The two clowns I've got sitting there. I've got to get some bandages for him. I've run out of bandages. I've only got a little bit left. So hopefully I'll remember tomorrow to get bandages. Someone remind me and send me a message tomorrow, my time, around 12 o'clock, 11:30, something like that. Charlie, you need bandages. Okay, thanks. So I don't forget, because if I forget, I'm buggered, because I need bandages. Anyway, I'll charge the phone tomorrow and I'll take you to Springvale and show you Springvale, in Melbourne here, show you Springvale. It's really nice, and nice food, and I'll show you the food that we have for lunch. All right, just for something different. All right, just for normal human contact. All right, look, I hope I've minded my P's and Q's. I hope there's no one out there offended. I hope I haven't shown you a picture, and I hope the word police, can settle down a little bit. You can always just block me. Just don't watch. It's probably a much better idea. Take it easy, guys, and I really appreciate your time. And Garage Arts, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. And I'll give you another nice DVD as I'm doing now. All right, catch you guys.